Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. So I'm got selections here for Sunday, January 12th. For again, today's play of the day. Quick recap of what happened yesterday. Had a loss in the NFL with Russell Wilson interception at plus 102 on FanDuel. Pretty annoying loss there because we called the game script exactly correct, and we ended up having the perfect opportunity to get an interception. Steelers trailed the entire game, had to abandon the run, and then Wilson had to try to play catch up late. Had a fourth down and long, and Wilson had to chuck it deep, and he did. Receiver wasn't tracking the ball. It was basically a free interception. Threw it into what I think it was triple coverage, like 40 yards downfield, right to the Ravens defender, and he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball, hit him right in the chest instead of trying to catch it with his hands. I guess that's why he's playing defense. Point is, though, we had basically a free pick, and the defender didn't take it. So picked up a loss there. Look for a winner here on a Sunday. For the next play, though, I want to remind you once again more plays on the website. So you can check the website with the promo code WEH405 to get 25% for purchase. Plus, a reminder, hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So for the actual play, going to the NBA, go to the game between the Nets and the Jazz. Taking place at around 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Two bad teams, but one team's been better lately than the other. We're going to go with the Jazz minus 3.5 at minus 110 on FanDuel. Time of recording of 3:30 a.m. Eastern Time. There's a couple reasons to go with the Jazz here in this home game. First reason, the Nets are missing basically half their team. Cam Thomas still out, D'Lo is out, and Cam Johnson is out as well. And because of those three guys are not playing, this team cannot score. The Nets have lost 4 straight games by at least 14 points, and they've scored less than 100 points in 3 of their last 4 games. The one exception, played Denver, scored in the mid-hundreds and lost the game by double digits. So the Nets, once again, have been basically tanking based on injury and based on trades because they traded away Schroeder, who was their best player for the first couple months. Going into the year, both teams had the main objective of being bad and trying to get Cooper Flagg in the draft. The Nets were overachieving with their core. They traded away Schroeder, and after that, they ended up having a bunch of injuries, which perfectly derailed their season, which they were hoping for based on the preseason expectations. But the Jazz have once again not been good either. However, they're a lot healthier than the Nets, and because of that, they are significantly more talented in this game. You're looking at the actual rosters, the projected starting lineup for both teams. I'm just going to read off the starting lineups based on projection. Once again, you might have a couple guys who might be missing this game. But as of right now, the starting lineup for the Nets, Ben Simmons, Keon Johnson. You have Zaire Williams, you have Noah Clowney, and you have Nick Claxton. For the Jazz, you have right now George is listed. He might not start. We'll see. You might use Collier. Point is, though, he might be starting. You have Sexton. You have Markkanen. You have John Collins as a maybe. You also might have Sensabaugh or maybe even throwing in another option there, maybe Juzang, but you have Kessler as well at the center spot. Point is, though, the Jazz, you could argue, have the 3 best players in this game. As you're looking at Markkanen, who's the best. Sexton's been great this year, and Kessler's been very good lately. Utah really might have the 3 best players on the court, and if you throw in John Collins, maybe even the 4 best players on the court. Like, the point is the Nets are really bad. They're basically a G League team at this point, and you're going to the actual numbers of the teams efficiency-wise over the last 5 games. The Utah Jazz have been much better than the Nets. They've been better than you might think, actually. Over the last 5 games, the Jazz are currently 15th in offensive rating, while the Nets are second worst in the league. Over the last 5 games, the Jazz rank 6th in defensive rating. Underratedly good defense with Kessler patrolling the middle. You have Brooklyn being the 6th worst. And over the past 5 games, Utah is number 1 in rebounding rate. The Nets are 20th. So Utah's better offensively, defensively, and rebounding-wise based on the current health of these rosters. And the Jazz might be getting healthier if you see Collins and potentially George and Sensabaugh back in the lineup. So I do think 3.5 is too low. Plus, the Jazz already beat the Nets earlier of the season, beat them on December 21st in Brooklyn by 11 points. Cam Johnson did play in that game. So Brooklyn was actually healthier back then and still lost to Utah at home pretty handily. And on top of that, the Nets have been really bad traveling to Utah over the years. The Jazz have won 7 of the last 8 home games against the Nets, and each of those 7 wins are by at least 5 points. The Nets have never played well here, and you're looking at their roster. They don't play well anywhere right now. This team, you could argue, based on talent, all the injuries, is the worst roster in the entire league. The Jazz, though, have quietly been feisty. They haven't been winning many games, but they have been competitive in a lot of them, and they have won 2 of the last 5. And the Nets honestly wish they could win 2 games right now. Point is, though, the Jazz being much better offensively, defensively, and rebounding-wise over the past 5, with them being significantly healthier and more talented and with the Nets losing 4 straight games by at least 14 points. I think the Nets once again should be getting more points. The Jazz already beat this team by double digits, and they are at home where the Nets have been really bad playing over the years. I think the Jazz should be favored by more, and they'll win this game by at least 5. I think the 3.5 is too low, so I am going to go with the home team in this game. So once again, the play of the day here for Sunday, January 12th is going to be on the Jazz -3.5 at -110 on FanDuel. Bye, everyone.